In an idiotic moment, not thinking clearly, I gave my mother's car to one of my very close friends so that I could go riding around with my boyfriend. And let's just say she probably shouldn't have been driving my mother's car.
Oh. Should she have been driving any car?
No. And after I found out what I found out, I was actually very thankful that not only did none of them get killed, but that my mother's car was still in one piece and clean.
But one thing that comes to mind is the first time I read our class prophecy, and you guys had me pegged as the world champion beer drinker. I just thought that was the most proudest moment of my life, that somebody would consider me in that class. So that stands out as one of my achievements in Stuart Menlo High School, I guess.
I'm going to tell you about one of the grossest things I've ever seen. We were on the way to a track meet, sitting in the back of the bus, and Bob Morgan was eating it was some type of candy bar. I think it was one of those cherry mashes, and he ate it, or was eating it, chewing it, and somebody dared him. I think he spit it on top of the bus. I think he spit it to the top of the bus, and it stuck. And somebody dared him, I forget who it was, dared him to actually lick it off the top of the bus. He did. And I don't know what he got for it. I don't know what the bet was, but that was pretty gross. That was definitely pretty gross. Something that I remember way back when.
Okay, well, this is no big deal, but we got to go to the basketball tournaments every year. The basketball team got to go, and we got to go shopping downtown, and that was my first cab ride. We hailed a taxi from somewhere, and we rode like 3 blocks in a cab, and so that was big time, yeah.
Well, I think probably one of my favorite memories of high school, and probably what I'm probably most known for, are my red socks. I went everywhere, every day in red socks. And I can tell you right now that I do not own a single pair of red socks anymore.
Scoop in the loop. The last day of school. Threw a big water balloon. Hit Donnie's T-Bird. Shattered the window. Oh, yeah. He still reminds me today. Sorry, Donnie.
I do very much remember the times that we had sleepovers at Melinda Little's house in Menlo. Mostly Christmas ones, and her mom went all out with food, and I'm sure that at each one there was some thrill of thinking that boys were coming, and they did. Some random ones would show up, and we would be very thrilled with that. So those are some of the best memories I have.
When I was a senior, going over to Adel at our first track meet and winning, that was a special thing for me. I ran for 3 years with very little success, and all of a sudden I started winning a few track meets, and that was just like a confidence booster, but that was a good feeling to finally have a little success. I ran the mile.
The time that Nancy Watts went into the economics room and stole the cookies that the boys had baked, and she was eating them. And Mrs. Voss caught her, and she came out, and was her name Mrs. Voss? Isn't that terrible? Yeah, she came out and she caught her, and she had Nancy cornered at the locker, and she had her hand held out, and she was making Nancy spit out the cookies. Nancy's mouth was full of these cookies, and Nancy was like, no, I didn't eat them, I didn't take them. Well, obviously she did. Her mouth was so full she couldn't even talk, and Mrs. Voss kept saying, spit them out, and Nancy finally spit them out into her hand, and it was funny. It was a moment. I remember one time we stole some watermelons from Al's Super Value. He had them sitting out in the parking lot in a cart. It was after they were closed. And we went over to one of the highway bridge overpasses, and we were pushing them off the bridge, I don't think we ever hit any cars, but you think about it now, it was a stupid thing to do.
I do remember one day trip to the Capitol. A bunch of us decided to get together for breakfast. Not your normal go out to Harris House breakfast. Might have been involved some spiced up orange juice and hot chocolate. And then got on the bus, and I think the teachers maybe had a slight hint, and they were very slow to park and get there, and we were all really needing to get off and go use the facilities.
We all piled into Joan Cook's mom's little blue Chevette, and I think we went to a wrestling meet in Guthrie Center, but I have no idea how many people we piled in that. I know that I ended up in the hatchback, crunched up with other people, so yeah, way before we cared about seatbelts. And
We were practicing for the class play, and John Morris to save his soul, couldn't pronounce the name President Piedmont. And do you remember when Leland Hall said, "Stop in the name of the," and he forgot his line, he said, instead of saying "stop in the name of the law," he said, "Stop in the name of the police." That's always struck me, yeah.
I think it was Deanna and I and Karma Williams, and we would drive around the block by the school, and we would go on the north side there, where you come out of the main office building, and Mr. Crabtree was standing right there, and we'd drive by and holler at him, and yeah, we did that like 4 or 5 times, and finally, the next time we drove around, he was standing right there in the middle of the road waiting for us. So he comes up to the car, and he sticks his head in, and we're all crouched in the back, and he said, "Do you girls have something you'd like to say to me?" And no, not really, not anymore. We thought we were pretty cool till that happened.